Today we'll be practicing together a 30-minute opening flow. So we'll be focusing on opening up the front body, a really good way to improve posture and kind of battle the couch slouch that you might be experiencing on the day-to-day. No props needed today unless you have maybe sensitive knees and you might like a cushion for your practice or two. Let's find a comfortable seated position. Sometimes we'll be joined by my friends Pandora and Leo. And sitting up really tall, roll the shoulders down your back. Close your eyes. Relax the skin of your forehead, the cheeks, and unclench your jaw. Become more aware of your breath, maybe for the first time today. Notice how the inhales expand you, front and back ribs. They lift you up a little bit. They make you a touch taller. And now notice how the exhales have a natural softening quality to them. They help you to relax tense muscles. And as you find your steady rhythm of breath, you become more present in the here and now. This connection, this awareness of the breath will act like an anchor throughout the practice to keep you present. Take a long breath in through your nose and open your mouth and let it out. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Blink your eyes open and extend the arms up and overhead. Inhaling. Exhale to take your right hand down beside you. Left hand goes behind your head like you're reaching for the right ear. Press your head back and point that left elbow up towards the ceiling. Maybe put a little bit of a bend in your right elbow. Keep your left hip heavy. Take one more deep breath. And then a little bit of a push off of the right hand to come back through center. Both arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left hand down. Lean to the left and place the right hand behind your head towards the left ear. Press the head back. Point your right elbow to the ceiling. Bend your left elbow a little bit if that feels good. Anchor the hips to the mat. Take one more deep breath. Little push off the left hand to lift you up. Both arms up. Inhaling. Press your palms together. Bring them through heart center. Exhale. Make your way onto hands and knees. Walking the knees back underneath your hips. Spread the fingers so there's a good amount of space between each and every finger. You can have toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels best for your knees. Cats and cows. So with your breath, move through waves in the spine. Not just front to back. Go ahead and take big circles here. So you're moving laterally as well. Horizontally. Let it look kind of weird, but feel really good. Just getting into all the nooks and crannies of the back, the shoulders, the chest. And then coming back to tabletop, if you were exploring any other shapes, walk your hands forward as far as they can go. Bring your elbows down to the mat. Wiggle the legs back and come down onto the belly. Untuck your toes so your hip bones are on the mat. The shoulders are over the elbows, Sphinx Pose. Think about energetically pulling your elbows towards the back of the mat as you lift your chest. And we'll find a little bit of movement from here. Inhale, lift the chest more, pull the elbows back. Exhale, press into your knees, spread the shoulder blades. Can you lift your belly and your thighs off the mat? Bring the belly back down. Inhale, Sphinx Pose. Exhale to this modified forearm plank, lifting the thighs off the mat. You're pressing into knees and elbows. One more time, then we'll hold. Inhale. Feel that opening across the chest. Exhale, press. Lift, stay here with knees down, the belly's off the mat, the thighs are off the mat, or some of you tuck your toes and lift your legs all the way off the mat. Press back through your heels. Strong legs, especially if you're lifting the knees. Squeeze your legs. Don't let the elbows slide out wide. They should still be right underneath your shoulders. Pull the belly up and in towards your spine. And hold for 3, 2, on 1. Drop the knees, the thighs back down to the mat, the belly, the chest, and take the fingertips off the edges of the mat in line with your chest. Come onto the tops of the feet. Press into the fingertips to lift up to high cobra. Inhaling. And then exhale, release back down. 2 more like that. Inhale. Peel it up. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale. Lower down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Sweep the arms back by your sides. Palms facing up. Wiggle the feet a little closer together. And hover your feet off of the mat. See if you can get the kneecaps to lift as well. Maybe a little bit of the thighs. Float your hands by your sides. Press the palms to the ceiling again. Lift your chest up a little bit. Keep the neck long so you're looking down at the mat to relax the neck. And instead of lifting super high in the front body or the back body, just try to find an even lift and length, reaching toes back, reaching out through the chest. Strengthening the back chain. Keep pressing the palms up so that you feel the triceps working as well. Then relax everything down, turn to one cheek and wiggle the hips a little bit from side to side. Look forward, plant the hands next to your side ribs, press back up to tabletop. If you need to, you might walk the knees back a little bit. Cat pose, just to counter those back bends. We'll round through the upper back, tuck the tailbone to the knees, chin to chest. Downward facing dog, go ahead and tuck your knees. You can keep a little bit of the round here as you float your hips up high. If you need to, you can lengthen your stance and walk the hands forward. Go ahead and jog out your legs, right and left. Keep that neck relaxed. The ears are alongside your biceps and you're lifting the shoulders out of your ears rather than making your neck disappear. Find stillness in downward facing dog. Shift into our first high plank. Move the shoulders over the wrists. You can walk the feet back a little bit more as well. Bend your knees generously, downward facing dog. Lift the tailbone high. Press forward again on the inhale, high plank. Downward facing dog, exhale, bending the knees. One more time, inhale, high plank, hold. Bring your knees down to the mat. Exhale to bend your elbows, lower to a tricep push-up, chaturanga. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale for cobra, shoulders pull back, tuck toes, downward facing dog, exhale, hips back, lift the knees, lift the butt high. We'll do that one more time, a little more fluidly with the breath, our vinyasa. Inhale, high plank, modify with knees down as needed. Exhale, lower through your tricep push-up, chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Inhale, lift the chest, maybe you're lifting the knees off the mat. Rolling over toes or tucking toes. Downward facing dog, lift your butt high. Take a deep breath in and let it out. Step the toes behind your wrists so the feet are hips distance apart. Bend the knees deeply, reach for opposite elbows and let your torso dangle over your legs. Sway a little bit from side to side, let the back of the neck be really relaxed. And drop the fingertips down to the mat and take a very slow roll up to standing. Pressing through your legs, let your arms, head, shoulders dangle as you straighten the legs. Then uncoiling the spine, shoulders roll back, and you lift the head last. Feet stay hips distance. I'll do this facing you guys. Reach the arms up, palms will be facing forward. And hook one thumb in front of the other, so it doesn't matter which one. Reach the fingertips up, breathe in, and lean to your right as you exhale, keeping the left foot heavy. Oops, this way. Good, another breath. And come on back through center. Now switch the gripping, whichever thumb was in front, switch it up. Inhale, reach fingertips. Exhale, lean to your left. Keeping the opposite foot really firm to the mat, the arms alongside your ears. Come on back through center and open the arms wide. Bend the knees, fold from your hips back down to the mat. Once the fingertips touch down, step your right foot back. Lower the right knee to the mat, or here's a great opportunity to use a cushion to soften the space underneath your knee. Press through the front foot, reach your arms up, our low lunge. Right away, we'll bend our elbows in line with the shoulders. We'll call this cactus arms. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, chin to chest. Can you bring your hands and your elbows to touch in front of you, the shoulder blades spread wide? Again, breathe open. Inhale, elbows squeeze back. Exhale, close it off. Last one, inhale. Exhale, close. Release the fingertips down on either side of your front foot. Lift the back knee off the mat. Hop your back foot in a few inches. And then lifting your hips high like you would in down dog, begin to straighten this front leg as much as you're comfortable. You might even place books or blocks underneath your hands. If you need to pause for a moment and grab more props, all good. More props to you. If you can, you might even lift the front toes off the mat so you're getting more into the left calf. Good, take one more deep breath. Bend your front knee, fingertips forward, and step the back foot forward. Find a halfway lift here with the feet hips distance, hands to shins, shoulders shrug back. Inhale. And then fold in half as you exhale, drop your head. Press through your legs, rise up standing. Arms sweep above you, inhale. And take the arms wide, exhale again, folds, bending the knees generously. When the fingertips touch down, this time step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee down to the mat or to your cushion. Front knee over front ankle, reach the arms up, low lunge. Big frontal hip opener here. Bend the elbows again, cactus the arms. Shoulders roll back, find your back bend, inhale. Good, exhale, close it off, palms and elbows touch chin to chest. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale, keep the front foot strong. Exhale. Release the fingertips down on either side of your front foot. Back knee lifts, back foot hops in a little bit. Straighten the front leg to the best of your abilities, lifting your hips up and back. Stay on fingertips, reaching your chest forward, maybe lifting the front toes up. You get into that right calf. You can even bend your back knee a little bit if the hamstrings are tight. One more breath. Go ahead and bend the front knee again. Walk the fingertips forward. Step the left foot up. Halfway lift. Inhale, hands to shins. Fold over your legs as you exhale. Let's stay low here. Toe heel your feet wider towards the edges of your mat. Toes can turn out a little bit and the heels can angle in. Bend your knees deeply and squat low to our Yogi Squat. It's called Malasana. So it's a little frog squat. The arms are to the insides of our legs. Make sure your knees and toes are pointing in the same direction. We'll reach the right arm out to the right side so the fingertips come down. The back of the right arm is into the inside of the right knee. Then imagine right hand is holding a rubber band. Reach for it with your left hand. Pull it across your chest and extend it all the way up. Lean back as much as you can. Keep pressing your left knee open. You can look down if it's more comfortable with the neck. The neck doesn't have to be involved in this revolve. Take one more breath. Look down. If you're looking up, both hands out in front of you. Step your right foot to the back of the mat again. Lower the right knee down to mat or to cushion. And you'll notice the left toes are as they were, facing off the side of the mat. Knee should be facing the same direction. Right palm underneath the right shoulder. Reach your left hip forward. Then roll the shoulder back and reach the arm back behind you like you're doing a backstroke. And do that a few more times. Reach forward and back. Forward and back. And every time you reach back behind you, you're opening your chest to the left a little bit more. This next one we're going to hold here. Left thumb is facing up. Make sure you're not sitting and dumping the weight into that right wrist or shoulder. You're pushing the mat away with that right hand. You might stay here. If you want a deeper quad and hip flexor stretch and that right knee feels okay, you can bend your right knee and see if you can catch the pinky edge of the back foot with your left hand. If that's not happening today, no worries. Just keep reaching back. Don't sweat it. Whatever variation you chose to work with here. Last breath cycle. Good. Swim the left arm back up and over. Come up onto fingertips. Lift the back knee off the mat. Press into the back ball of the foot and the heel, rocking back and forth. And then push off the back foot to step right foot around right hand. Toes are pointing out, heels in. Come back to that squat, malasana. Arms to the insides of your legs. And this time we'll take the left fingertips off the left side of the mat. Back of the arm to the inside of the knee. And again, rubber band is in that outstretched hand. You pull it with the opposite hand, your right arm across your chest, and then extend the right arm all the way up. So think about rolling your right shoulder back, pressing the right knee open, looking up at that top hand or sideways or down, whatever is best for your neck. Keep your breath strong. Release the fingertips in front of your chest. This time step the left foot to the back of the mat. Lower your left knee down. Right toes are pointing off the right side of the mat. Left palm underneath left shoulder, pressing them out away. Reach your right arm forward and do your backstroke. Reach it back behind you. And again, down and forward and swim it back. And do a few more cycles like that. So really great for shoulder mobility here. Last one, hold with that right arm reaching back behind you. Keep pushing the mat away with your left hand so there's space between your left shoulder and your left ear. Maybe even summon that back foot, if it's okay with that left knee, and catch the pinky toe edge of the foot and pull it in towards you. Woo, if that's feeling like a bit much or a whole lot too much, let it go. Take one more big breath. Swim the right arm up and over. Bring the fingertips down in front of you. Lift the back knee off the mat. Rock back and forth a couple times. And then spring off of the back foot. Step feet around, hands, toes pointing out, wide stance. This time bend your knees so that the hips are in line with your knees. Lift the arms in front of your chest. Ooh, so a bit more active in our squat. See if you can lift your toes off of the mat. So you feel that you're loading up the backs of the legs, the calves, the glutes. And you should feel a bit of a tremble on the inner thighs. Right, bud? Pull the belly back and in. You got this. Breathe. See if you can sink the hips truly in line with your knees. But keep the chest lifted. 3, 2, and 1. Hands down. Step back to your plank pose or modified plank. Lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth side out. Lift your left leg high in a downward facing dog. Then bend the knee, open the hips so your left knee points to the ceiling. Try to square your chest to the mat a bit more so you didn't get heavy on the right hand. Both hands have equal weight. Keep your left knee bent. Curl the knee into your chest and step or use your left hand to pull it forward. Left foot between your hands. Little bend in the back knee. Rise up, feet are hip width apart for your balance here. High lunge. So make sure those feet are wide. It's not one behind the other. Right away, we'll bend our elbows. This should be familiar. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Lift your heart to the ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. A little more balance required now to bring the hands and the elbows together. Again, inhale, take your time. Find the back bend. Exhale, find your balance as you curl in. Last one, guys. Inhale. Exhale. Let's spin the back heel flat. Open up our arms for warrior 2. Left hand is reaching forward, right hand is reaching back. Straighten the front leg just for a moment. I know that left quad's probably feeling it. See if you can lengthen your stance. Wiggle the back foot back a little more. Take your hands behind your head. Press your elbows back. Lift up through the chest. Then rebend the front knee. Look to make sure that it's over the ankle. Here we go. Lean back, point your left elbow to the ceiling. Inhale. Lean forward, point your right elbow to the ceiling. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Lean back. Exhale. Lean forward. Keep the elbows wide. Last one. Inhale. Keep the front knee bent. Exhale. Lean forward. Then sweep the chest to the side of the mat. Take a moment to parallel your feet. So big toes are in line. Turn your big toes in a little bit and your heels out. Hands behind the head. Little bend in your knees. Rock the upper body side to side. Ooh, lean some weight forward into your toes if you can. Then release your fingertips down. Lengthen your spine by lifting your chest, reaching the crown of the head forward. And turn to face the front of the mat again, pivoting on your feet. Feet are hips distance apart. Can you reach the arms back behind you? Whew. So right away, you're going to feel the legs at work, the core working here. Press the palms towards each other. Lift your belly away from that front thigh. More and more weight to the front foot until you float the back leg up for warrior 3. Whew. So maybe you're using your couch for a little bit of balance, but if you can, let's drop your right hip down a little bit more. Kick back through the right heel. Keep pressing hands towards each other. Breathe. Maybe make eye contact with a furry friend or a partner you're doing this with. Woo, baby, dance all around. It's all good. Rise up, lift your right knee up, lift both arms up. Find your balance standing on the left leg. Stand tall on the left leg instead of sinking into the hip. Right knee in line with right hip. Bend your elbows. Cactus the arms. Palms are facing forward. You can stay right here. This can be a lot, this one-legged balance. If you really want to challenge the balance, turn to your right. So the right elbow goes back behind you. Maybe the left elbow is hovering right above the right knee. Good. Stand as tall as you can. Take another breath. You got this. Unwind if you're twisting. Reach the arms up. Extend the right leg straight out in front of you. Breathe. And set it down. Fly your hands down to the mat. Halfway lift. Inhale. Fold over the legs as you exhale. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Lower the back knee down. Remember, you can always cushion up that knee. Pigeon pose on the right side, hip opener. We'll walk the right toes over to the left side of the mat. Then drop the right knee down so you're on the pinky edge of the right foot. Make sure the right knee is angled off the right side so it's not directly in front of the hip, it's to the outside of the hip. Ooh, this can be a lot. You can stay right up on fingertips here. Let's keep the back toes tucked under. Look over the left shoulder. Left heel should be pointing towards the ceiling. Pull your left hip forward and your right hip back. Feeling it here, hopefully. Not in the knee. If you are feeling it in the knee, maybe you need to boost up a little bit more. So there's not as much pressure on the knee, more cushions underneath that hip. Some of you might feel comfortable to come down to forearms. Give the wrists a break, turn the palms to face up. Almost like you're doing Sphinx Pose, elbows pull back and the chest pulls forward. Keep pressing out through the ball of the back foot. Take another breath. Walk your hands back in so that the wrists are underneath the shoulders, arms are straight, front leg is gonna lift up and back. Woo, right away, bend the knee, open up the hip. So it's our right leg lifted, the right knee's pointing towards the ceiling. Square your chest down towards the mat. Even weight in both hands. Bring the right knee into your chest and step it between your hands. You might use your right hand to assist you. Little bend in the back knee. Make sure the feet are wide apart. Reach the arms up. Rise up, find your balance. High lunge. Really strong through your base because we're about to move the upper part. Bend your elbows in line with the shoulders. Cactus the arms. Inhale for that chest opener. Exhale. Tricky to balance, but palms and elbows want to touch. Inhale. Open up. Exhale. Like you're curling into yourself. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior 2. We spin the back heel flat. Left arm goes back, right arm goes forward. Let's straighten the front leg for a bit of relief in the front leg for a moment. Widen the stance if you can. Take the hands behind the head. Right elbow points forward, left elbow points back. Your chest is open to the side of that. Rebend your front knee. Ooh, scoop that right hip under. Here we go. Keep the base strong as we move. Inhale, lean back, point your right elbow to the ceiling. Exhale, lean forward, point your left elbow to the ceiling. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. You got this. Inhale. I know you should feel it in your side body. Exhale. Then sweep your chest over to the side of the mat. Parallel your feet. I'll turn to face you guys while doing this. And let the head sway from side to side. Make sure big toes are in one straight line, turning in slightly. A little bend in the knees. See if you can bring a little bit of Weight to the toes. Relax the back of the neck. Release your fingertips down. Take that halfway lift. And then turn to face the front of the mat. Right foot is forward, left foot is back. Reach the arms back. Press your palms towards each other. Lift the chest away from the front thigh. Ooh, front leg is starting to hold a lot of weight here. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. Float the back leg up. Warrior 3, straighten the standing leg. Remember on our bellies when we tried to find an even lift from the heel out the crown of the head. So maybe you need to drop your chest a little bit more. Maybe you need to lift the back leg a little bit higher. Good. Smile if you're hopping around on one foot. It's part of the fun of balancing. Rise up, lifting your left knee, lifting the arms. Left knee in a straight line with the hip. You can point the foot or flex it. Bend your elbows. Palms are facing forward. Remember, we're not sitting in that right hip. We're standing as tall as we can on the right leg. Staying right here, or adding that twist, turn to your left so that the left elbow goes behind you. Maybe the right elbow hovers above that left knee. Whew. You might even try to look back and down behind you. Breathe. If you're twisting, unwind to face forward. Whew. Arms go up. Reach the left leg forward, lifting it as high as you can. Good, and then set it down. Dive your hands down to the mat. Woo, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. This time, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Lower your right knee down and walk the left foot over to the right side. Pigeon pose. Drop the left knee open. So going for that external hip opener. You might place a cushion underneath that right hip. Look over the right shoulder. We want right heel to be pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Remember, you can stay right here on fingertips or boosting up that left hip even more with some books or a couple of cushions. If you're okay to come down to forearms, I want you to turn the palms to face up. Sphinx pose through the chest. Shoulders back, reach your heart forward. Should be feeling a stretch in the outer left hip, those muscles that work really hard in standing balances or our warriors. Keep listening for that rhythmic breath. In and out the nose. Nice. So walk the hands back towards you. Palms to the mat, straight arms. We're going to send that left leg up and back. Right away, bend the knee, open up the hip to stretch it out. And this time, set the left foot down next to the right, downward facing dog. Take one last flow, coming forward to your high plank or modified plank. Bending your elbows on the exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. This time, child's pose. Press your butt back towards your heels. Release the forehead to the mat. Nice, guys. If you do have trouble sitting back on your heels, you might even place a cushion underneath your knees or between your feet. Last couple moments together here. We'll walk our hands over to the right side, lifting your belly, lift your chest a little bit, lift your head. And if you can, place the left hand on top of the right hand. Then relax the head through the arms. So you should feel a little bit more side body opening this way. Can you drop your right shoulder low? It's okay, my head is not touching down. Just let it kind of hover between the arms. Lift the head, lift your belly a bit, walk your hands over to the left. Can you place your right hand on top of your left hand or close beside it? And let your head relax between your arms, right shoulder down, so you feel that stretch all along the right side. So good for the low back. Good. Walk your hands back through center and in towards you. Come up to seated on your cushion or on your feet if that's comfortable. In fact, let's swing our legs out in front of us and just return to that easy seat that we started with. Good. Last stretch. Take hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms towards each other. Keep the elbows bent. If this is really difficult here to clasp the hands behind the back, you can also hold opposite elbows behind your back. But we do want to roll the shoulders back. Remember, this class is all about improving posture, battling this natural slouch we have from looking at phones, computers, whatever it is. So shoulders roll back, elbows squeeze towards each other, whether you're holding opposite elbows or interlacing. And let's drop the chin to the chest and just roll out some semicircles with the head here. Good. And release the hands. Make your way down onto your backs. Taking the legs out in front of you. And find a comfortable position to rest your body in. Closing the eyes. You might take it with bent knees if you need more support for the low back. Just like the start of practice, the breath will keep you anchored to this moment a little while longer. So let it be really present rest. Eyes closing. Relax your jaw, your forehead, your cheeks. And feel yourself being held up by the firm ground beneath you. Feel yourself be supported. Take as long as you'd like here.